Hey, morning YouTube. Figured it's a good morning to get out here and finally put some parts on the car. If you watch one of my other videos, I did an unboxing where we looked at some of the chassis stiffening products that we're going to be putting on. So I did actually go ahead and try to put on the strut bar. Ran into some issues. I've already emailed the company just to see if I can get a response from them. Got a fitment issue on one of the brackets where it's actually hitting one of the brake lines. I could easily dremel down the back of the bracket, so that's not the end of the world. But then also the adjuster here is completely frozen on the strut bar. I already kind of marred up the ionization a little bit, so wanted to email them, see if I can get some kind of support here. Possibly what I'd really like to do is send it back and have them send me another one. I think there might just been a product problem with the actual adjuster. I do like the strut bar, and I think it will look nice. And again, I don't mind dremeling the bracket some. I'll even throw in some footage here that I took that shows the fitment issues I'm having. But yeah, let's go ahead and get the car up on ramps so we can go ahead and get the chassis modifications going. Shouldn't hopefully take too long. Famous last words though. Just a quick reminder of the pieces that we're going to be putting on. So in the last video I went over, did a quick unboxing, but these are basically the components we're going to try to put on today. So we got a front brace, rear brace, some spoon rigid collars, and then also the spoon stiffening brace for the subframe. So all these kind of go together, so it kind of makes sense to put them all on together. You could just do one at a time, but then to do the rigid collar, you're going to be taking everything else down to put the rigid collars in. So makes sense to do them all together. All right, so let's go ahead and get the ramps down and get the Honda up on the ramps, and then we got to get it up on all 4 jack stands. So that's a little bit of a process, not too bad, but first off, get it up on ramps, then get the front end jacked up, get the front end on jack stands, and then we'll pick up the rear end, get the rear end on jack stands, and then we'll be ready to drop the under tray. Let's get to it. it's all up on the 4 jack stands. Took a little bit longer, but I'm pretty anal about the jack stands being set up. And I'll give you guys a look underneath to get an idea of what I mean. So I do have some jacking plates on these cars that bolt to the pinch welds. So I like to make sure that everything's seated properly. If I'm going to be underneath it, I don't want it falling on me. Now the nice thing is when you're doing the rear, which the time lapse didn't pick up, there's actually a jack point on the rear of these cars. So there's actually a little trim molding you remove, and that reveals a metal post that's built into the frame. You'll be able to jack the whole rear of the car up. So we've got it up in the air, so that's probably the hardest part, the biggest pain in the ass part. And for anybody in the South, you understand my pain a little bit as I'm sweating bullets already. It's like 97 degrees out here. I've got some fans going, but whew, still hot as hell. So, all right, let's get started. We'll probably start in the rear. So let's get underneath the rear and start getting that exhaust moved out of the way so we can get that rear brace in and then start looking at the rigid collars. Figured to do a quick update where we're at in the process. Again, this isn't meant to be like an install video, kind of just more about impressions of the install and what I think afterwards. So I've got a couple of them in already. Got the directions out, got the grease going. Anybody's messed with anti-seize, you know you love anti-seize. We also got the rear brace bar in. So let me get underneath here and take a look and I'll show you guys. So here you can see, actually let me get a better angle for you. So I've got the rear brace in. Let me get a better angle here. So took the exhaust hangers out. That allowed me to go ahead and put the rear brace in the car. Repositioned you guys for a better angle here. But you can see I've got the rear brace just kind of laying in the car. Took the exhaust hangers out. That allowed me to go ahead and slide the rear brace in without scratching it up. And then I've got the whole subframe loose currently. So this is one of the subframe bolts here. There's 3 down the side, 3 on the other side. And now I'm going to take the wheels and tires off. That'll give me better room. And when I get those off, I'll show you how I put one of the rigid collars in. I have the furthermost forward rigid collar already in, but I'll show you how I do the middle one. Alright, let's do this second rigid collar together. So here I've got the rigid collars already greased up with the anti-seize. There's the bolt. And then the bolt we're going to be working on is going to be the second one here. I'm going to get in and get you sideways a little bit. So you can see it's this one here. See how there's a gap between the subframe and the unibody? That's where the rigid collar is going to go on the top. So, sorry, I couldn't quite get the action shot there. Again, this isn't supposed to be a DIY video. But you can see here where that rigid collar sits. That's the top piece. All right, that's this side's rigid collar's in along with that rear brace. So that rigid collar does need to go in between the rear brace and the subframe. And then you can see the rigid collar there. And if we come across, there's our second rigid collar. And then our third is up here. It's a little harder to see. There's the third right there. So I'll get the other side in and then we'll tighten and torque the rear subframe. All right, rear's done. Doing this in the summertime in Florida is for the birds, I'm telling you. It's so hot, just dripping wet. Let's take a look underneath, show you what it looks like. But we are all done in the rear, everything's torqued up. I'm gonna be rotating the tires anyways, so let's take a look. So from here you can see the power brace, and then like we showed before, all the rigid collars are installed. And then power brace installed also. So you can see where I was talking about where it mounts in the middle. To to that middle cross frame, just to add that extra point of rigidity. So everything's all torqued up, rigid collars in, time to move to the front. Now on the front, that does require to remove this entire skid plate, and that's a little bit of a mess just because there's so many clips. But we'll get it off, and then it's the same procedure in the front. Just drop the subframe, put the rigid collars in, tie it up. We'll jump on the front now. All right, 15 million clips later, we've got the undershield out. As you can see, it covers basically the whole underside of the car. But now we're at a spot where we can get underneath there and get to all the subframe bolts and get to everything we need to. So let's get it done. All right, on the underside here, this is going to be the area where the spoon stiff plate's going to go. So this is the factory brace right here. It's just thin metal brace. So that spoon piece is going to replace this piece, and this piece, and brace all this together. And we'll put that in while we're doing the rigid collars. All right, we're all done up front. Switch to the phone here to make it a little bit easier. So you can see that front power brace is in. And then also if we go back here, you'll be able to see the spoon brace. And then like I mentioned before, this actually replaces those two extra braces that ran across the back of the frame rails now into one piece. So instead of it being a flimsy cross member and then two pieces, it's all one piece that attaches everything. And then we've got our rigid collars in also. So definitely should increase the stiffness, no doubt about that. So excited to try it out. Actually, since I've got the wheel off, I'll show you some of the other suspension modifications I have done. So here's the spoon springs, and then also, although it's not suspension, I do have the spoon braided brake lines. And then I don't have any aftermarket rotors yet, these are still factory, but I do have some Akebono pads. They're not really performance increase, if anything it's probably a decrease, but it helps with the brake dust. The factory Brembo brakes just dust like crazy, so. All done. Rotated the tires while we were at it. Here's the aftermath of tools. Clean that up in a minute. Now we're just going to go ahead and put the ramps back on underneath, jack up the rear, get it off the jack stands, and then pull it down. See about wrapping this up. went for a short blast in it. Everything's done. Rigid collars, rear brace, front power brace, and a spoon stiffening brace all installed. And car feels good. Car feels real good. It doesn't feel like earth-shatteringly different. Like I mentioned, you know, the car is super stiff to begin with from factory. It just feels more solid. So, I mean, it's first impressions, right? It's a quick 2-minute ride in it. So, it does feel much more solid over bumps and just all around. So, pleased with it so far. Like I said, I don't think it was going to make a dramatic difference, but looking for any difference it'll make, period. So, pretty excited to try it out. We'll see what it feels like on the highway next. I'll try throw in some comments on anything that I've noticed as I've been driving a little bit more. So that's a wrap. You're gonna notice that I'm in different clothes. Good old Florida man style. Couldn't get in my car super sweaty. I probably lost 2 pounds in sweat just from cutting the grass yesterday and sweating my butt off today working on the Honda. So took it for a quick blast as you saw me parked it somewhere and took a couple quick pictures. Drives good. Overall, pretty satisfied. Again, it's a 1-minute, 2-minute drive I had in it, so I can't definitively say that it's 100% different. I did notice that it feels a little stiffer, you know, over bumps, feels more solid. So we'll see. We'll see what the long term is. I'll probably jump in the comments myself and leave some long-term comments, maybe even later on do a long-term video update. But overall, not too bad of an install. You know, overall it took me about 3 or 4 hours. That's on jack stands. You know, if you have a lift, it's probably a 1-hour job. I also did the braces, which had a little bit of time, a little bit of finickiness to getting everything working right. Yeah, but overall not too bad. Got it done in a day, which I'm happy with. Rotated the tires while I'm at it, so threw a little maintenance in there. But yeah, I'm excited for it. Anything to make the car better. Again, didn't need it, but this car will probably feel pretty solid now. So I'm excited to get out on the road and drive it for a little bit. So, well, again, thank you everybody for taking your time to spend with me, watching me tinker on my car. Please follow, like, subscribe for more automotive content like this. I really appreciate you guys taking the time out of your day to watch this. Again, nothing was sponsored here. With the amount of subscribers I have, no one's going to sponsor me. So again, this is just doing it for the fun of it, seeing what works well, what doesn't. So again, appreciate everybody's time, and we will talk soon.